Hey, we've got an awesome guy with a gun in the studio. It's not loaded,
Not every day
though.
you can say that.
Not loaded, right, Dennis?
That's right.
We actually have Dennis Medley, who's the event director of Bardstown Colonial Days. What a fun event.
We're looking forward to it.
How many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing living history ever since college, so about 25 years, but in the colonial period, about the last 6 years.
Amazing, and you look like you fit right in.
And we try to.
Just transfer from one century to the other. What is the Colonial Days deal? What do you guys have offered to folks who want to come and attend?
Well, the key part of it would be the 18th century market fair, where we have a lot of vendors and craftspeople, demonstrators showing some of the skills and old world crafts of the 18th century, which is the late 1700s that we're focused on. They'll be selling a lot of the goods and products and trade goods of the period, and some of those household items that people enjoy and use. So even if you're not going back and playing in the time period, you can still find use for a lot of it.
Right. This sounds like something you definitely want to take the family out to.
Definitely.
Something the kids can learn from.
Yeah, definitely a family outing. We also have a lot of military present there. That'd be some of Clark's regiments from the 1700s that was here during that period and fighting in the American Revolution. There'll also be a lot of militia, which really made up a lot of the troops as well. So they'll be doing various drills. We don't have any battles planned, but they will be drilling and so forth. And they'll have some artillery, some cannons, and they'll be demonstrating. So probably have an enlistment for the children and so forth. Yeah,
okay, and you've got a big gun you've brought in today.
I want to know about the Rifle Frolic. That's what you call it, the Rifle Frolic.
Rifle Frolic was a common event back then, a lot of festivities and gatherings where the men would get together and show off their skills and compete, often for prizes with their flintlock rifles. And a lot of people mistakenly think that they don't have any accuracy, and that's not the case. The muskets that the military carried back then were known to be very inaccurate and short range.
Those are the ones with the wide muzzles that...
Well, that's a little earlier period, actually.
Okay,
yeah, the muskets are just a smooth bore, where these have a rifled bore, just like a modern rifle, and it ranges up to 100 yards. They are just as accurate.
Awesome to know. And tell us about some of the other implements that you're wearing.
All right, well,
you've got your powder horn there.
I got, yes, my gun bag, which carry your ammunition, your accessories for your firearm, and of course your powder horn, which your black powder.
Do you roll your own? Do you make your own bullets and everything?
Well, we don't actually roll anything. It's just you pour it directly, as the muzzle of the gun, you pour directly into the barrel.
Okay.
And this little thing here is my measure, and that's a little piece of antler that's been carved out to carry just the right amount of powder, so I have a consistent
Very
load.
neat.
And you load down the barrel, and then you put in a patch and ball. So we always say powder, patch, and ball, so we don't forget any parts of it.
And are you carrying a knife there too?
Yeah, this is a little patch knife that goes in my bag, and then that's my big knife.
Holy smoke!
Hold it up, like you've done that
once or camera for just a minute. That's a pretty impressive knife, and what a beautiful handle on it.
That's actually a file knife, so it was made from an old file that was reheated and hammered out, which was not uncommon.
Incredible. All right, let's put that away.
Yeah, a lot of these items are from local craftsmen. This rifle was built a few years ago for me, custom-made rifle by Alan Snyder here in Louisville.
Amazing.
Louisville gun maker, and then this powder horn from a Louisville artisan, Randy Springer.
That is an absolutely beautiful example of the work that Kentucky artisans do. What's hanging on your back?
On my back here is another thing every frontiersman carries, which is a tomahawk, which we just call a hawk for short.
A hawk.
And it's got safety on here.
Obviously. And was this constructed for you as well?
Yes, this was made by an artisan in Ohio, and that's all hand-forged steel.
Absolutely.
Or, I'm sorry, iron.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I love it.
Wow. Well, this is going on Friday through Sunday, so lots going on, not just one day.
That's right. On Friday, actually, we're just doing the tavern night at the Old Talbot Tavern.
Which is a really fun place to go.
Yes, and that's what really gave birth to this event. I did that event the last 2 years, so I just always loved the Talbot Tavern. It was built in 1779, and a lot of the historical characters, which we'll have present, doing presentations at the Colonial Days, in real life actually visited that tavern. Daniel Boone, George Rogers Clark, Simon Kenton, they would have all eaten there along with a lot of other famous personalities. So a lot of history to that tavern. So a couple years ago I started with the tavern event, and last year I decided Bardstown is such a treasure, has so much to offer.
It sure does.
It does, and that there is opportunity to do much more. So we approached the city on it this year. They love the idea, and this year is the launching of what I hope to be an annual Bardstown Colonial Days.
And if you've ever been to the Stephen Foster story, you get the feel.
Oh, yes.
Bardstown is a wonderful historic venue, and this is going to elevate it even more.
Absolutely.
So Dennis, is there any cost involved in attending Bardstown Colonial Days?
Yes, just $5 for adults,
Okay.
$3 for children, that's 17 through 12, and then for 12 or under 12 it'll be free for children.
One thing I'm seeing on Saturday, ladies' tea party.
I think
fun.
you'd enjoy that. It's
I
going to be at
would.
the Wickland Estate, which is another historic home in Bardstown.
That's right, home of I believe 3 Kentucky governors at one time, and it's a beautiful estate sitting on 64 acres and only 2 blocks away from the old Bardstown Village where we'll have the market fair. The reenactors, which I have over 100 reenactors coming,
Oh, great.
and military, they'll have a military encampment, they'll have a horse camp, and they'll also have civilian encampment there. So there'll be a lot to see at Wickland as well and a lot of activities going there.
Now, we are actually invited to bring our own musical instruments to an event.
Oh.
It says, bring your musical instruments, pub games, stories, and lies.
That's
We
right.
create our own entertainment.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
That's the Talbot Inn night at
Well,
the
that-
Talbot Inn, right?
Yes. For the tavern in the old pub, which is all original, the floors, the ceilings, and everything, back to 1779. That's is reserved for the reenactors, so they will be bringing that pub to life as it would have been back in those early days of
How much
Bardstown.
fun.
That's exciting.
So looking forward to the
Yeah.
entire event. Thank you for telling us all about it. And I have a question. Are you using this tomahawk on the tomahawk range?
Absolutely.
It really?
This is the one I throw.
See,
yes.
it's been worn.
It has
You've
been
gotten
worn.
good
It
use
looks
out of
like
it.
I'm just kind of worried about what it's been used for. So how far away are the targets from where you're standing when you throw a tomahawk?
Well, you have to space yourself with rotations of the hawk if you want it to hit and stick. So it varies from about 15, sometimes out to 25 yards.
And there will be 18th century speakers and entertainers as part of this event, military drills and displays. If you're one of those folks who loves to go out on New Year's Eve or the 4th of July and fire your gun into the air, this is the event for you. For $5, you can be a part of Bardstown Colonial Days. Bring the kids, $3 only. Visit bardstown.com and enjoy all of the beautiful reenactments and fun and festivities of Bardstown Colonial Days.
Thank you.
Thanks
The
for being
weather's
with
gonna
us,
hold
Dennis.
out.